Hey. What's up? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wellness Wednesday, everybody. This is your girl, QadriyyahMarie. I'm excited tonight. I'm here solo, as you guys can see. I actually took a 2-week hiatus, which for me was long enough. So I said it's time for me to come back. Next week and the week after, I have a guest that's going to be on the show. So I'm going to have guest interviews starting again next week. But tonight, I just wanted to just come on, just to reach out to you guys, to talk to you guys a little bit tonight, and just be out there in the midst. And I love to connect with people, friends and strangers alike. And I just wanted to come on and wish everyone well. Those of you I haven't, seen in a while, sometimes this is the only way I'm able to connect with you guys, especially with COVID. Now, that's the case for a lot of us. We only have a social media as a way to, to connect to those that we love. So again, I just wanted to say happy Wednesday. This is your girl, QadriyyahMarie of On the Q Productions. We are here live on the Q Podcast, which is the streaming platform for On the Q Productions. So I'm feeling really blessed, actually. I did want to come on tonight. Initially, you guys know I love to, to motivate and encourage people. Even when I'm dealing with my own issues, somehow that kind of makes me want, to reach out to people even more, because I know that whatever it is that I'm dealing with, I know someone else is dealing with the same issue. So sometimes it's kind of therapeutic for me to come on and reach and talk to you guys, whether it's here or in person, on the phone, because I'm healing myself. I have my own things that I'm working on, learning how to motivate myself. Even though I am, a very positive person, I too have, my moments where, I'm falling down and I'm getting stressed out and I'm getting anxious, all these different things that, that everybody deals with. So I appreciate you guys for coming on. If you guys are coming on, I appreciate if you do, write comments or send a wave out, just anything, so I know you guys are here. I see my mom is on. Hey, Mom, thank you. I appreciate you for coming on and watching, and of course supporting. My mom is always a big support system for me. She's always there. She doesn't always make it to every show. Sometimes she forgets what's going on. And other days she's just like, I'll support you as best as I could. So I just appreciate her coming on tonight as well. And guys, that's my Instagram, or both of my Instagrams, beneath On the Q Productions and QadriyyahMarie. I have people always ask me how, can they follow my social media, and I'm always on my Instagram as well as my Facebook, as you guys can see. So again, like I said, I'm feeling really good, but I wanted to again come on tonight and just briefly, talk about different current fears that a lot of people, are dealing with right now, obviously during this time period. Hey, you guys, hold on. I gotta get to these comments. I'm by myself tonight. So what's up? Hey, Paris. Hey, Chris. Thank you guys for joining. Suspense, I haven't seen you in a long time, my friend. Joanne, thank you as well for coming on. I hope you guys were having a lovely week. What's up, MJ? That's my girl right there. She's a big support as well. I appreciate all of you guys for coming on. I don't even think people realize that, just the fact of just sharing things or just coming on and just letting me know that you guys are here does so many positive things for me, does many wonders for me. And, I love you guys. So whether we met in person or not, I just want to send my love out to you. I know everybody's going through a tough time, which is, again, why I wanted to come on tonight and just briefly talk about using the fears that you're dealing with right now, and using those, I should say, as a way to motivate you. And that's something that I've incorporated myself. in my life, especially this current year of 2020, if you guys want to call this a year, this year has been really, really crazy. It's definitely brought out a lot of hidden fears that people have had. Obviously, financial, worries and fears, which for me, I'm using this as a way to teach me some lessons on savings and emergencies, and just learning how to budget a little bit more better than I was doing prior to COVID-19 happening. So it's like, I'm used to dealing with struggles, financial struggles. This year, I was laid off from my job early this year, right after my trip from Jamaica, or trip to and from Jamaica. And that was rough. So I was back and forth, different jobs. Some of them I quit. Some has just, again, laid me off. And so I didn't really get, steady back on my feet until in the summer. So I too experienced, the pandemic financial effects. And I, even today, I had to learn and figure out how can I use what I'm going through this year as a way to help me the next time. Not saying something as big as, a pandemic, but just something little, again, as being, laid off from a job or anything that can happen, any, health problems, God forbid. I would have to be able to know how to take care of myself financially and not let it overtake my entire life. And it's been really hard. But again, like I've been through things, much worse than, what I experienced this year with COVID. And I had to use all that past experience and remind myself that I got out of that situation more than once. So I'll be able to overcome whatever it is that this COVID pandemic will bring me. So I just wanted to bring that and tell you guys. I know a lot of people are going through a lot of financial problems, losing their jobs and all different things that's been happening to them in their life that they're not, used to, unfortunately. And just to know that, use this as a way to get yourself together. I always say pretty much on every show, to have more than one source of income. And that's something that I myself have to pay attention to. I'm always telling other people to make sure they have that, but it's really a true thing, very important. A lot of times you have to actually sit down and write out, what your expenses are versus what your income is. A lot of times you think that you're making more money than you may be making, or you're spending more money than you should be spending. And you won't know that unless you actually take the time and sit down and write out what it is that you're spending monthly, your monthly expenses. Sit down and just write things out. Be real honest with yourself, be realistic, and just list everything, in your household, from your toiletries that you spend money on, from your car note, your rent, pets. Shout out to Chloe, who's really quiet right now. I'm surprised she is. You got to write all these things out and use that, as a way to gauge what it is that you need to do in order for you to save. Because again, like this pandemic has shown all of us that the importance of having savings. And you guys see, I'm getting choked up now, but I got my water. Don't mind this true natural brand spring water. It's water. So I'm drinking this. Today is October 7th, by the way. So this is my 7th day of just drinking water. I posted, I believe last month, was it, that I was going to go the entire month of October just drinking water. So far, a whole week, I haven't had any juice. I haven't had any liquor. I actually haven't drank any liquor pretty much the whole month of September. I think the only liquor I had was some wine that Chris gave me in his house. I know he loves to feed me. So yes, thank you, Chris. He actually just wrote a comment as well. He says, definitely important to write out a budget. Yes. Thank you for agreeing with me on that. It's something that's really important to me, as well as making sure that you drink your water, your daily intake of your water. That's been helping me, and I'm definitely going to do a show on that once I finish the one month of October. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go into November, December, still drinking, large quantities of water. But this month specifically, I wanted to test myself and just have nothing but that beautiful aqua flowing through my body. So I'm going to do a show on that as well, just to talk about, how I may feel, which I know I'm going to feel great, once the end of the month come. Again, the water, I did it because I saw this post and I kind of wanted to just challenge myself at the time. Chris, what did Chris have you say? He said, you didn't even have an entire glass of wine. You've been good. Yes, thank you. That makes me look really good. I just had a little bit, y'all, just a little bit. I had to have a little sip of wine to go with the meal that he had for me because he had such a superb dinner that I had to have a little sip of something. So, so that's what that was. But besides that, I didn't have anything else, any other wine, no vodka, definitely. The entire month. And again, the entire month now, so far of October, I've done pretty well. But I just wanted to briefly talk again on the water topic. Again, some of you guys may not even be aware, but I have a disorder called endometriosis. And I'm always, researching, doing different things of different diets and just different types of perhaps exercises that I can do to help alleviate the pain that I may have. Every day I'm in pain with this disorder. I know you guys, see me, either at work or I'm doing a live video, or you guys see me in person and out and about and whatnot. But every day, pretty much at least 6 out of 7 days, I'm dealing with pain, and I have pain in the same part of my pelvis. So basically, very briefly, if you guys aren't aware of what endometriosis is, it's actually a disorder where the tissue that normally lines the inside of your uterus begins to grow outside of it, which is not a good thing. So, there's all different stages, of it. Supposedly, they say 1 in 10 young women and girls that are of reproductive age, they deal with this. It's unknown, or rather I should say it goes unknown for years. A lot of doctors are not aware of it. And not only that, they end up misdiagnosing it and, just saying that, possibly you have a PCOS or some other type of, reproductive or fertility issue, disorder, illness, and it kind of gets, thrown under, the rug. And that's the reason it takes a lot of years for doctors to figure it out. And not only that, they can't tell that you actually have the disorder until they actually go inside you, which is a whole nother thing. They have pelvic exams and lab tests and all those things, but there's nothing that's 100% unless they go in laparoscopically. So, I've had, 2 surgeries and whatnot. And again, I just want to bring that up because for me, water is actually a very, very good substance for me to drink. Endometriosis is associated with having lots of bloating. I'm not talking about just menstrual bloating or whatever, or just being fat, whatever. I mean, just actual bloating in your body from the disorder, and water will actually help me with that. So that's something that I learned through, my research recently that would actually benefit me drinking the water. So, now not only am I drinking the water just because of, this challenge that I proposed on Facebook, I'm doing it for a number of health benefits. Detoxing, obviously, for one, but this is definitely going to help probably with my pain that I've been having with endometriosis. For me and for lots of women, all these little things together helps manage, the pain. They don't have a cure for it. They only have like supportive care, management ways to manage the disorder. Even exercising, which is why it's important for me to get back into either the gym or just doing something, some type of aerobics, because that would help me with the pain as well. Not do anything really hard or strenuous, of course, but just some, light exercises. So I'm not going to do a whole show, on endometriosis. I can talk about that. I'm actually planning to do a show on the disorder as well as other reproductive disorders that both, women and men have. And I'm going to bring in some experts. So it's not just me just, talking about, this disorder or other disorders based on my own experience. I want to bring in other people who can really sit down and, spew out actual facts to help people. But, I'm a big advocate for it. It's not something I'm ashamed of. It's something that I've had to learn to embrace, which is a fear of mine. Endometriosis has a number of possible complications, obviously, that comes with it. And I just had to learn how to not just dwell on it, all the possible negatives that's associated with it. Like I said, I have to deal with pain every day. It's something that I've learned to obviously live with. It can be a silent disorder, because you look at me, you wouldn't think that I have anything that will cause me pain. I don't look sick. I am fairly, healthy outside of the endometriosis. I have allergies and stuff, but I don't really count that as much. I am fairly a healthy person in general outside of that. And even with that, I've been able to somehow manage the disorder. But of course, like anything, I can always do better. So that just goes back to my topic that, I want to talk about tonight with you guys, not allowing, the fears of what's been going on in your life, be it financial, be it any health problems that you may be going through. You have to learn how to take all those fears, that you're dealing with, and learn how to change it into motivation. You can't sit there and just stay worried, stay stressed out over all these fears that you have. We all have fears, but you're not going to get what you want in life if you stay in that fearful place. So again, I just always want to encourage people. You always have to kind of put yourself in that mindset of, okay, this is happening to me right now, but this is not going to stay this way. Like, this is only happening in this moment. You have to remind yourself that possibly the next day, things can get better for you. And I just want to briefly to talk about COVID testing. I know Chris brought this up to me tonight, as possibly it's something to talk about. And I'm glad he did, because, I did go recently to my second testing for COVID. I did the saliva test and stuff like that. We had, spit and all that stuff. So I was all right, this is different. But I did that. The first test I did the nasal thing. So I wasn't really looking forward to doing that again. But I said, you know what? They have free testing, here at, the high school in Irvington. So I was like, let me just go and do that. And of course, God willing, everything, was negative. So I wasn't too worried, actually. But you know how you're just like, let me just go. I had a little cold. And, I went mostly not only because of myself, but because of my loved ones, Chris and my mom and, other friends and family that I know I would be around like on a constant basis. So I just said, you know what, let me just take my behind and go. And, my mom was there as well as her friends. So we all just went and just got out the way. I think in 2 days or so, we got our results emailed back to us. So I just want to encourage you guys to go, especially if you've gone for only one test, maybe 5 months ago. It's probably good to go back and get retested again. Some of you guys are not aware. I'm sure many of you aren't, unless you were following my posts. I lost a relative recently to COVID as well. And when I say recently, I mean recently. And, not in March, recently. And, a lot of people were kind of feeling like the disease, it was kind of like, leaving, like it wasn't here anymore. But, that obviously showed and proved that, the COVID is very much still here, still very much present here in America. And we still have to take precautions. A lot of people I see on Facebook posting, saying all this junk, it doesn't matter, to wear their mask and, they can do all what they want. But, and mind you, I'm someone who hates wearing my mask. You don't know how many times I've even forgot when I just got out of my car. I just walked in the store and I'm like, God damn, I forgot. Luckily, I had, a mask, extra mask in my purse my purse that got everything else in it from Walgreens. I happen to have my mask with me, but there's been plenty of times where I'm just like, oh God, I just forgot. Or I just go outside real quick and come back in. But even I have to start, doing better and wearing my mask and, just trying to protect not just myself, but to protect my loved ones. And again, I just want to, tell people, I know everyone is fearful of losing people. I definitely lost people this year from not only from COVID, but just, from cancer, my aunt, and just other other things that, just natural causes, that take people, just things that was happening prior, to COVID, unfortunately. I guess for me, I've lost so many people. I've dealt with death and loss so much, starting with my father, that I'm just kind of almost to that point where I'm kind of immune to it. Like, obviously, I'm still emotional about losing someone that I care about, but it's something that I learned to accept that death is, a part of life. And I guess for me, that's a way for me to kind of like deal with my own fears of possible death, because I've seen it so much. So I kind of have to put myself in this weird place where it's like, you know what, this is an example of why you need to go and enjoy your life. You can't let certain things pass. I know with COVID, we can't all go out and do all these crazy things that you think you want to do when you feel like you may not have that much time in life. You just have to basically just enjoy every moment that you have. You don't necessarily have to go out skydiving every week to say that you're living life to the fullest, which it would be nice to do once. But just telling your loved ones that you love them, spending time with them. Again, like I was saying, getting your health together, drinking your aqua, getting your water intake, just trying to make yourself feel good. I should be drinking this now while I'm talking to you guys. But there's daily things that you can do to help yourself and to make yourself feel like you're actually taking advantage of the time that you have here, because, it is a short time. We are living, I believe, on borrowed time. So that's why it's really important to know what your fears are. A lot of times we actually don't know until you actually sit back and just look at certain things and think like, why am I not doing this? What's going on? What's happening with me? Why am I fearful of this? Because you do have to kind of go through life having no fear. And I'm a big believer in that. A lot of great things that's going to happen in your life or has happened was because you decided to take that risk. None of us know what happens, if you go to college, or if you marry someone, or, you start a family with someone. You never know what the end result would be. But how will you know if you don't take that chance, if you don't get over your fear of the negative? You have to sit and think about, as you guys probably saw my post, you have to think about the right things that's going on in your life. You can't just sit here and focus on all of the negatives all the time. And if you are going to focus on the negatives, you have to figure out how you can turn that negative into a positive. That's pretty much what I feel like life is about. No one said life was going to be all, perfect and peachy keen. Life is full of plenty of, ups and downs in this world. You have to just be able to roll with the punches. People always talk to me and say, "Quiet, you're always so positive." And believe me, I'm going through my own issues. Chris, he knows. Yes. 1 in 10. I'm sorry, I just saw your comment, Chris. I apologize. Yeah, 1 in 10. He's referring to what I mentioned earlier about the number of young girls and women who suffer with endometriosis. That it is a large number. And again, I don't want to, delve too deep into endometriosis. But again, a lot of people that in your life probably have it. Someone has it. The number, if it's 1 in 10, is probably even more than that has this disorder. And, oddly enough, endometriosis usually is accompanied by some other type of disorder. For myself, I don't believe I have anything else going on. I don't need anything else besides endometriosis going on. But a lot of women out here, they are dealing with multiple, issues, which obviously makes, treatment, even harder, their daily lives, even harder. And, I have my my emails, like it's sent to me. I go on different websites. They have virtual conferences, all these different things going on. I've volunteered for different things. Even this year, I'm waiting to see what I can help with so I can, be a better advocate for this disorder. Because I think awareness is such a big thing. The more people that are talking about it, the more, funding they will get, the Endo Fund. I'm a big fan of them. And you just need to get people talking about it. People need to just know what's going on. And a lot of times the issue is that no one knows what this is. I talked to a number of men and, they didn't even know what endometriosis was until they saw me actually talk about it on the show, or saw me post about it, or saw that I was wearing one of my endometriosis shirts. And they reached out to me and they were like, I have one friend in particular. He said he's going to, go home that night and talk to his teenage daughter and make sure that, she was getting checked out, for it, because he never heard of this before. He never heard of endometriosis. And I'm sure there's millions of people like him, millions of men out here who are not, aware of such issues that, young girls, their daughters, are dealing with, possibly, their girlfriends and wives as well. So we all have to become knowledgeable on these different things. So I just wanted to say that real fast. Like I said, I could talk all night about that. I'm still learning myself, but with the endo, in a way, it has helped me focus more on my diet and food intake and things, because I have to try to eat foods that are anti-inflammatory to help me. And I've been doing, okay, but I can definitely do a lot better. And starting with this water intake, daily intake of drinking water should definitely, help me on my journey. And again, I try not to focus on the horror stories of, the disorder or anything else that I hear, because I'm just like, okay, this happens, I mean, it's a possibility, but I'm not going to focus on, especially if it hasn't happened to me yet. You know what I mean? So I'm just focusing on what it is that I'm dealing with, the pain and whatever that I'm having, and learning how I can manage with that and how I can still try to continue on with my life, because I don't like to have anything, stop me from going out and achieving my goals, especially, health issues. I really hate that. Again, like I said, I've had 2 surgeries already. I lost time from work from that. I was laid up. It was a lot. So, I'm trying not to focus on that so much until, I'm told, that I have to take, further steps. Right now it's pretty much diet and exercise and, pain pills, or a little smoke, a little something. It's just things like that to help me again manage the disorder. Again, like I said, there's no cure to it. There's no cure for the endometriosis, so you just have to manage it. And a lot of it deals with mental, like any disorder that's out here, even diabetes. It's more of a mental thing. You actually have to put in your head that you're not going to, let this disease or disorder control you or take over your life. You have to be able to master it, know that it's only a small portion of who you are. That's a big thing. And just know that you can still live your life as you ought to, despite whatever else you have going on. Yeah, you need to be cautious about certain things more than others. But again, we all have different things that we're dealing with, whether it's physical, spiritual, or mental. We all have different elements and things that we're dealing with. And we just have to work around it and work with what we got. You have to sit there again, like I've been doing, researching and just being positive, knowing that, you're not going to let these things in life, these hardships in life, keep you down, keep you in this sudden get out place. Because again, like I said, life is ups and downs. So you have to really look at the downs in your life and know again that, things will change, things will improve, things will get better. But you have to be able to put the effort in sometimes. A lot of times things do not just change just because you want it to. You actually have to go in and put work in if you want things to change in life. And again, that is using your fears as a way to motivate you to do better. You just have to make it happen. I'm a big Mariah Carey fan. I had to throw that in. So you just have to just know that, again, whatever it is that you're dealing with in this moment shall pass. That's pretty much all I have, to say tonight. Again, I just wanted to come on. I appreciate you guys for watching, coming on. Again, next week, I'm going to have another guest come on, and I'm just going to continue from there. I actually have interviews outside of this live that I'm doing. So I'm going to be venturing out to different locations. So I'm going to be supporting people within the personal health, wellness, and fitness fields. I'm going to be going out to, where they are, their home plate, I should say, and, interviewing them professionally. Of course, I have my videographer. Even I'm able to, to record, interviews. You don't need to actually have a lot of fancy equipment as people think. You can even use, your phone. This $1,000 phone has a great camera on it and editing. So you can always use your phone as backup and voice recorders. There's all sorts of things you can do out in the field. Again, like I said, you don't have to have all this big fancy equipment to make quality products. So I just want to throw that out there. I know a lot of people will be struggling with that because they don't have the money to do certain things. They feel like they can't do it. Again, that's another fear. Just knowing that you can do something regardless of how much funds you have at the time. The whole point of it is just for you to start. And for you to start anything, whether it's to start a film or to write a book, and I'm naming things that I'm doing myself or interested in doing, you don't need that necessarily have a whole lot of money just to start. That's it. It's just a starting. Once you start and then you sit down and you start to realize all what you may have to do to get to the end, then that's when you start to realize, okay, this is the budget and things that I need. And a lot of times when you're new at something, you're not going to need the most expensive thing at first. You are, and you should start with the basics because you're learning. As you learn and as you grow, and as you research and as you have more experience and as you talk to more people in your field, then that's when you're able to move on to the next level. That's when you're able to go and upgrade your equipment. That's when you're going up your game. So you have to start somewhere. Just start, get it done. Just start, and once you do that, things will just evolve as long as you put the time in. Even if you spend 30 minutes a day, focusing on your craft, focus on exercising. If you say, I'm going to spend this time to meditate, I'm going to take this time to reach out to my loved ones, I'm going to self-care, get my hair together, practicing makeup, all those different things. You actually have to force yourself at times and actually make a schedule. I know I'm one of those people that if I don't actually sit down and write something and have a schedule or structure, then I may not do it. You know what I mean? Like I have to have that at first until, as they say, 21 days, or some people more than that, some people 50 days or 60, until you're able to just do that on a consistent basis. And it's hard. There's a lot going on in life. We have a lot getting drawn at us. We're trying to work. So, people say you got to work, you got to pay your bills. Then, like I said, you're thinking about self-care. People say, oh, you got to make sure your skin is good. You got to make sure you're drinking your water. So now you're trying to do the health thing, trying to make sure you get all your time and every day for that. And then you may have kids, and then you have the husband and wife at home, and then you have the family. It's just so much going on in our lives that we have to sometimes sit back and just think and not overthink, but sometimes just think for a minute of how you can go about each day efficiently. How can you utilize your 24 hours and still make sure that you get enough sleep in the day? You don't want to burn yourself out all the way because you're doing all these 20 different things, and next thing you know, you're no good to anyone because you're in a hospital, because you were doing too much. Sometimes we do have to sit back and, okay, how can I get this order together? Let's plan an actual schedule. And once you start going by a schedule, that's when things will just start to flow naturally, because now you know how to balance things. Now okay, I did this, I got this out the way. Now I can move on to the next task. And that kind of helps you check things off your list, because I do believe in having daily planners and weekly planners and monthly planners. I have mine somewhere, and it's important to have all these things because the next thing you know, you're going to be just going through each day, and sometimes it may feel like you're not accomplishing anything. Even if you're doing 25 different things each day, it can get to the point where you feel like, what the hell did I actually do today? Like, what did I actually, accomplish today? And sometimes when you don't have those things written down, it just feels like you're just like all over the place, and that's why, like I said, for myself, it's important for me to have an actual schedule so that I am, giving each important thing in my life the right amount of time. And it relaxes me to know that I accomplished this thing. And then I know when the next day comes, what it is that I have to do next to, progress. And, I try to do a lot of the same things each day so that it does become natural for me. Like I said, the water, the meditation, all that stuff, yoga, stretching, and all that. I try to do all of that, every day, even reaching out, to Chris and my mom every morning. I reach out to them as well because I think that's very important for me to reach out to people I love in my life. So I have to reach out to them every morning, every night. Not that I don't care about other people, but they're two very important people that I always have to make sure, they're always there for me. So I think it's very important for me to show that same, love and care back because I appreciate that. So that's a part of, of my daily routine. And there's a lot of other things, that I do obviously every day, just to keep myself sane, keep myself just going, trying to stay, positive. And so I can feel like I've done something each day. I like to keep a record of everything that I've done so that I can, just feel like I've been accomplished, especially during this COVID time. A lot of people feel like they haven't done anything, and it's hard because they just feel like, they physically can't go out nowhere. It's just like they just feel locked down, and you have to figure out things that you can do to still keep your mind going, keep your body going, and still bring money into your household. So you got to have all those things, going on at once. But again, like I said, don't burn yourself out too much. Like I said, I believe in, working on your fears, but don't do too much where you get to the point where you don't, you don't do anything because now you're just overwhelmed as hell because you bit off more than you can chew. So make sure you do start, like I said, with these, small tasks each day. And then from there, as you do those, then just work your way up to bigger challenges in life, bigger fears, I should say, in life for you to overcome. So again, I appreciate you guys for coming on. I'm about to go fix something for dinner, feed Chloe again. I'm going to get ready for the vice presidential debate because I don't know what the hell happened at the presidential debacle that we saw. So hopefully this one should be a lot different. But again, you guys can follow me as you see on my Instagrams at On The Q Productions or at QadriyyahMarie. I'm on Twitter as well at Live on the Q, here on Facebook, On The Q Productions, and YouTube as well. For On The Q Productions, you could just type it in and you'll see my previous Live on the Q podcast episodes. And again, this was my first solo one. So again, next week I'm going to have another guest come on. And you guys know I love having guest interviews on. I like to sit back. As much as I love to ask questions, I kind of love to let people just talk, and get out, their thoughts and just spit out all this different knowledge. And I appreciate people, you guys for coming on. Thank you, Hassan. I appreciate you as well. Thank you. What's up, Cedric? Thank you for coming on. I'm about to wrap it up. Actually, again, I was here tonight on my solo for a Live on the podcast. Usually I have guests, but I just came on solo tonight. I'm here, now every Wednesday at 7 p.m. YouTube Live, Facebook Live. I also put this on the LinkedIn platform, and you guys should get on there because it's the professional Facebook. So I think that's very important if you're an entrepreneur to make sure that you do have a LinkedIn profile, and you can also have a LinkedIn business page as well. So again, you guys can follow me all on there. I do have a Teespring account as well for On the Q Productions. I'm selling my hoodies. I appreciate everybody who's purchased different items from me. Hoodies is obviously the biggest seller that I have, but I've had people purchase the tote bags, as well as t-shirts that I've had posted on there in my store, and also and mugs. So I think this is my fourth line design campaign, I should say. But probably my favorite one now is what I'm doing for the On the Q Productions. On the Q Productions has only been around for a year, even though I've been doing the media thing for a while. The actual media production company has only been in actual existence for a year. So last October, I started On the Q Productions. So I just appreciate all the support. Hopefully I'll, be able very soon to, have an event come up, a virtual event. I'm going to be working with some other ladies in that regard. We're going to come together and do a women's empowerment event. As you guys know, I'm also big into mental health. I posted, I believe yesterday, that Taraji P. Henson is going to be starting a talk show on mental health. So I'm loving that. I'm excited about that as well. So I'm big on that. Again, I just have so many things coming up. I'm starting back on my documentary for fatherless daughters, How to Love. I was talking to Chris about that earlier today, and I just said, you know what? I really need to get this done. I need to listen to my own advice and get over my own fears and get back to this documentary so that I'm able to help people. I'm sorry, there's a fly in front of me. I need to get back to this documentary as well as other things that I said I want to work on. If anything, COVID should definitely have pushed me to get back into doing those things that I started. I start so many things. I need to get back to finishing the shit. Like, that's my problem. I start things all the time, but then I go on to something else because my brain just goes all these different places, and I have so many interests and different talents and skills, whatever, and I'm trying to utilize all of them at once. But I have to learn how to stick with one thing at one time, or two things, I should say, one or two things, and grow those things. And then as I'm building those things, go on to the rest. So right now, I'm working on my podcast as well as another project, and then I'll be able to go and work on those other things. As I just told you guys, start with the smaller things first, and then work your way into the bigger projects. I have to get one thing accomplished first before I can jump on to the next one. Oh, MJ, thank you so much. He said, thanks, Quad. Your talk helped me to work in a routine. Since I'm retired and with COVID, it's become harder to do. Yes, yeah, it's definitely become harder. Thank you, Maurice. What's up? I appreciate you coming on as well. I love, the audio world. I love technology. I love video. I love working in media. It's a beautiful thing to be able to, share your voice with others. And just be able to reach out and listen to other people, their stories. As much as I love to talk, I love to listen just as much because I'm always learning. I'm a scholar in life, always trying to learn from other people. Hey, Corinne, shout out to Corinne Smith. She says, I'm the same way, have lots of ideas, but can't just focus on one. Yeah, that's definitely something that I need to work on more. I just been having so many ideas, and I just need to just focus on that one idea first, or like I said, two ideas. I know I'm not gonna be able to stick with this one, but at least two ideas, and just work on those, and just put the work in. That's pretty much what we all have to do. And you've been doing well, so I'm gonna be excited for our future interview. So I'm definitely gonna be checking out your YouTubes. I love to watch what other people are doing, even though I'm on my own health journey. It definitely helps me to be able to watch other people and, get influenced by them. And of course that encourages me as well. And I take what I learned from them and incorporate it in my own life. And of course, then that gets reciprocated by other people who are following me. So then we're all just supporting and learning and helping each other. Sometimes we don't even know that we're doing that. Yes, Chris. Chris said focus is so key. Yeah, focus is a big thing in life. Focus and discipline and support. When you have that, a good support system, it definitely helps you to get focused and to stay focused in life. So again, I appreciate you guys. Please make sure you follow me on my social media handles. I'll list my Linktree account, which has all my social media handles in one, so I don't have to sit and write 10 different things and you guys clicking on all these different things and it's too much. So I have a Linktree account, and I recommend all of you guys to have that as well, that have different things, different social media handles going on, which I'm sure most of us do. And it's just, one source link for people to go to. So again, I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm gonna get ready for this vice presidential debate. I know it's not starting yet, but I got to get myself riled up for it, because I'm interested, in watching it, and we'll see how this turns out tonight. But again, I encourage you guys to go out, get your COVID testing if you haven't already. If you have, go back again. Black people especially, as Chris mentioned, earlier when we were talking, we do have these pre-existing conditions already, against us, in the urban minority, Black, brown community. And we need to make sure that, we stay on top of our health, regardless of COVID, but especially now because of COVID. So again, I appreciate you guys for coming on. I appreciate everything, all of the support. I'm always, watching and seeing who supports me. Even a little like here, share there, all those things, mean, a lot to me. So, so again, I hope you guys have a blessed night. No, Toy, I'm not. Yeah, I know everybody's seen my little posts and all that, but I'm not. I'm just doing what, I always try to say, and that's manifesting. I'm always trying to manifest things in life, from money, to being a mom, all those things. So, so no, you're not late, sis. You'll probably be the next person after, I should say, Chris, that would find out about that. So I'll probably be texting you the same moment I find out. But again, I just appreciate you guys for coming on. I'm up here sweating my little foundation and stuff out. Toya said, she said, I'm about to curse you out. I need my text first. Of course. I'm just gonna, when it happens, I'm just gonna have a set of names just ready to send a text out just to get it out. So, because I don't want any of you guys being pissy and being like, well, why didn't I know first? Why did you tell her first? So we ain't doing all that. The same thing, if I ever get married, I'm doing the same damn thing. Everybody is going to be a fucking a maid of honor. We're not, I might not even do the bridesmaid thing. I might not even do that. But we're not going to get into that. That's a whole another topic, because I love everybody so much. So thank you, sis. Yeah, I saw your video earlier with the bob, and I wanted to tell you how beautiful that looked on you as well. Because all my sisters look good. All my sisters look good. So I'm just feeling good. I'm feeling blessed. Again, like I tell you guys before I sign off, about fear, using those fears as a way to motivate you. What's up, Marty? What's up? Hey, it's an old family friend up in the house. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Toya. I'm just going through your comments right now. And I love sharing comments, on my podcast, because I love feeling like I'm connecting to people, and I love being just connected to everybody all the time, and I know how important that is. What's up, kid? Thank you. I appreciate it. This girl has been showing me so much love on my page, and it's making me feel really good, and it's making me want to stay being positive, because I know how important that is, especially now during this COVID. I just try to stay positive no matter what it is that I'm dealing with in life. And, Toya knows I'm always going through something. But at the same time, I'm always getting over it too. And with you guys, you, Chris, and my mom, and Tanisha, all my other close friends who are more like my brothers and sisters, you guys have definitely helped me. So I definitely, again, I don't know how many times I can say it, how much I appreciate you guys and how much I love everybody in my life. You guys definitely play a special role in my life. Everybody has their own place in their life, but you do have a place. Yes, sis. Yes. Thank you, girl. Yes, yes. Yeah. My name means strong and to be able to. So, I just been living up to it, and that's all I can do. I cannot live up to, my name. That's all it is. It's in me. Thank you, girl. I appreciate that as well. I appreciate you too. And we got to do, especially as entrepreneurs, we all have to push each other. We all have to keep encouraging each other, talking to each other. We all have those days where we're feeling down and depressed, and we just need somebody just there to listen. And it's really important to listen so that you can, see how it is that you can help this person. And that takes paying attention and actually being, a good friend, especially when we're not able to all be in the same room all the time. So you just have to just be there. That's what it's boiled down to. Just being there is so important, so valuable, and I don't think people realize how valuable that is. Somebody just knowing that they can just call you at any time. Sometimes I may be asleep, as Chris knows. So you may call me at 3 a.m. I'm like, honey, yeah, I'm asleep. But you guys know what I mean. If you call me and I'm obviously asleep, I am going to call you back because I know how important that is. It could be anything, and I don't want to, be that person who's not there for you. Yes, thank you, sis. I appreciate that. I actually have more than one resume. I have my daily, day job resume, as well as my media resume. And sometimes, even I forget, all what I've done over the last 10 to 12 years, which is why I did that little Instagram, collage. I was doing that for fun. Or let me just put together, some pictures and videos and stuff that I did, because I was just looking through my phone, messing around, looking back at all these different things that I did. And I was like, oh, that was a fun time. I remember that time. And I just started doing that, and then I just started adding more and more stuff that I have on my phone. And I'm sitting there and I'm sitting like, wow, I really have, done more than I give myself credit for, because I'm really, really hard on myself. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and that's something that I need to continuously work on. I know I did a post about, defining success, and I really loved all the comments that was on there, because it made me think about the fact that a lot of the things that I see as success is what society sees as success, not necessarily what I personally see as a success. And that was definitely a great post, which I didn't even know was going to have that type of outcome, those type of answers on there. So I thank everybody that commented on that post that I wrote, regarding, what your definition of success is, if you associate success with having wealth. And most of the answers was no. Most of the people were naming things, as being loved by many people. They were just saying things like that. And I was like, wow, this is really something to think about, how everyone views success differently. It's not always just about how much money you have or, your income, which it is part of that. I feel like it is part of that, your income and having assets. All those things are a part of wealth, but wealth is not just money. Your wealth can actually be living a healthy lifestyle. What I mean? Being loved by people. There's all different levels of what wealth can mean for different people. For some people, even waking up every day, is living in wealth. Waking up and embracing, the sun. For some people, it's just as simple as that. So we all have different views in life, but I appreciate that. I love the comments on that. So it got me thinking about, well, you know what? I am successful. I may not, be the wealthiest person as of today, but I am still working on getting my money now. But it's definitely not just about money. Success really depends on, who you are, as a person, excuse me, and how others, perceive you to be. And if you're good on that end, then hey, that's it. The money is just an extra, bonus in this world. But again, I appreciate you guys. Please make sure you guys follow me, hit me up. I am going to have the stream available on YouTube Live, excuse me, as well as here on my Facebook Live. Let me get my little water. supposed to be drinking my water. I'm going to telling you guys about my water challenge, and I'm not drinking my water. I'm going to make sure I'm going to finish that as soon as I sign off. So again, I just want to say I love you guys. I love to always remind you guys to keep sweating yourself to a healthier self. So just remember that. Keep that in your head when you're getting ready to exercise, when you're feeling like you don't want to exercise. I want you guys to think about that. Keep sweating yourself to a healthier self. So just remember that. Keep yourself going. Just keep motivating yourself, motivating others. You never know, who it is that you are impacting just in your daily life, just basic daily things that you're doing. You don't even have to put effort into it. You could just do you, and you're going to make an impact, on someone. So again, let me sign off again for the 15th time. I love you guys. All right, peace out. Hey, Will, let me shout you out real quick, brother.